Hello, hello. I've been thinking about this since I saw MMA Guru's video on how this is complete bullshit. UFC's declining. Matchmaking is going down the drain. I hold a little bit of a different opinion on Mosvar Evloev getting matched up with Aaron Pico, to be completely honest with you. I don't mind it. I really don't. You know why? Because I don't care about Mosvar Evloev. I know. He deserves a shot, 100%. He's on a crazy win streak right now, and, it's totally. I'm not saying he does not deserve a title shot, but from the UFC's perspective, Mosvar Evloev is not going to make a great champion, so making that process as difficult as possible for him is kind of the way to go. And for me personally, I don't want to see Evloev as champion. He's going to be very boring. He's got no personality, at least that I've seen, and his fights, man, we'll talk about his fights in a second, but his fights are just not entertaining. And I'm not gonna pretend like these hardcore MMA fans where, oh, you have to enjoy the grappling and the holding down and the desperate attempts for shots and stuff like that. Like, no, man. No. I don't. He's like a worse version of Merab, because at least Merab has personality and he taunts and he has fun out there. Mosvar Evloev, man. Just the most like cookie cutter Russian grappling nut hugger, honestly, that you could get out there. And a lot of people are upset that Mosvar is not getting you don't have to find Mosvar exciting. Those extreme level disrespect for him. He has 4 ranked wins. People have gotten title shots off much less. Yes, I know that, but if you do not make statements with those fights, man, they don't fucking matter. They do not fucking matter. And once Evloev finishes him, y'all will be new fan favorites. That's hilarious, because you haven't finished anyone in the UFC yet. So I don't know what we're talking about here. I know a lot of people in here, if Yair gets a title shot, we riot. People think that this is hysterical from the UFC. I know Yair beat an old Pitbull, but at the end of the day, Pitbull would have gotten the title shot. I believe he would have gotten the title shot anyways if he beat Yair. So it was kind of a title contender fight that night, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. They took place on the same night. So the UFC likes to kind of do that stuff to get schedules, similar and stuff. And Mosvar Evloev, okay, has been someone that's known to have turned down fights. He was trying to turn down this Aaron Pico fight, but the UFC, I think, really stepped their foot down. Like, if you don't fight Aaron Pico, you're going to be fighting 5 more fights until you fight for the championship. And I really like Aaron Pico. I think he's a great guy. I know he's gotten knocked out a couple times in Bellator, whatever. He's coming in 13-4, looking to make his debut against number 4 Evloev, and I really hope he wins. I hope Aaron Pico wins. I'm going to be praying to the MMA gods that Aaron Pico wins, because, Evloev, I get it, man. Again, with the hardcore MMA fans, gotta enjoy every part of fighting, even the grappling, even when he's hugging and doesn't want the other guy to fight back any other way, just holding him there, It's like we don't even see much fire on the feet either. Let's go to Mosvar Evloev's page on Mosvar Evloev's page on UFC. Right here, we got 3 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submissions, 2 first-round finishes, and he's 19-0. So we don't have a trend of crazy knockout fights or scraps or anything like that. These 3 wins by knockouts and 4 wins by submissions were definitely out of the UFC, because if we scroll down here, man, we can see, okay, he beat Aljamain Sterling last year, December 7th, 2024. Big whoop, honestly, beating Aljamain Sterling. I know he's a former champion, but the fight was so boring, man. Decision. Allen versus Evloev. Again, another decision. I know it's Allen. I love Arnold nowadays. This fight pained me to have Evloev win this one. But he only fought 2 times this year. It's not like he's, it's not like he's fighting 3-4 times a year like Kevin Holland and, at least trying to get finishes. Jesus. Evloev versus Lopez. This is a fight a lot of people thought he lost. Or not a lot of people. I'd say a decent amount of people thought, maybe not that he lost, but that he kind of got maybe fraud checked a little bit. It definitely wasn't a good look for Evloev either way in that Lopez fight. I don't even remember the Dan Ige fight, against Evloev. How forgettable that is. Evloev versus Dawodu. Don't remember that one. Decision. Let's versus Evloev. Decision. Evloev versus Grundy. Decision. Barzola versus Evloev. Decision. Evloev versus Choi. Decision. So, I don't know. Unless there's a secret fight in the UFC that he's had that I'm missing, dude has not gotten one finish inside the UFC. And, as unfair as people are going to say that it is that he's not getting a title shot, you need to make exciting fights in it and make statements when you fight. The UFC wants finishes. Conor McGregor said this. The UFC wants knockouts. They want to push people who get knockouts and have exciting fights and have a bit of a personality. I mean, Murat might not be knocking people out, but shit, man. At least he makes skits. At least he does little funny videos. At least he makes funny jokes every now and then. Hey, brother, maybe I like jacuzzi with Sean O'Malley. Something entertaining. Mosvar Evloev, you can't find one soundbite from the poem. You can't find one funny quote. You can't find one funny thing he's done, or any sort of embedded moments or anything interesting at all. Bro is just such a blank page of a Russian fighter, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Just so boring, man. And again, I'm really rooting for Aaron Pico to win again on this one. And honestly, Yair getting the fight against Volk, I know people aren't gonna like that one either, but at the end of the day, man, Volk versus Evloev is just not that. I don't know. It would have been that hype of a fight. At least Yair's gonna try to bring some entertainment, man. With Volk, it would just kind of be like an anxiety kind of worrying thing where it's oh great, Volk's got to deal with a guy that's just gonna want to hold him. He's gonna have to work on a crazy amount of wrestling and stuff. Now he might get a crazy striking fight exchange. And if people are complaining, it's just because he's Mexican and they want a main event in Guadalajara. Yeah, of course. What do you expect the UFC to do? Put him in a co-main in Mexico? And they've had main events not be, happen at their own country's fighter before. But yes, I get it. Yair Rodriguez is most likely getting the title shot because they're going to Guadalajara and they need a big event for it. And it'd make more sense to have Yair versus Volk, with Yair coming off against Pitbull. And for as much as people say he was old and blah, 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 that's still Pitbull, man. That's still a big win to have on your career. And he had some good moments in that fight against Pitbull. And I know he's coming off a layoff or whatever. But I don't mind if Yair gets the title shot. I really don't. I think it's a good winnable fight for Volk. And me, as a Volk fan, I like Yair too, but I'd rather see Volk win. But as a Volk fan, I like having Yair to get it. And I'm not going to be some, no, Volk needs to test himself against the hardest challenge of Evloev and has to, fight some sort of boring-ass fucking fight we're going to forget about and not really care. At the end of the day, no one's going to end up looking back at Mosvar Evloev and Volk and, see it as some amazing, crazy fight. Now, granted, that fight never happened, but in my mind, in my imagination, and in my opinion, the fight wouldn't be too entertaining. Kind of like the evidence I have here for all of his fights in the UFC. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decision wins. No finishes. If he would have finished Aljamain Sterling, I 100% would be going with Evloev to get the fucking Volkanovski fight. This is blasphemy. It sucks. This is terrible. Evloev is getting screwed. I would be much more on that train. But since his fights suck and they're boring, I don't care about him. See what I mean? Like, if he becomes champ, I'm not really gonna be that interested or care that much. Like, I don't get it with some of these fans, man. I know technically he deserves it. He's on the 9-fight win streak, but people are a little bit too upset over these matchups. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, people are gonna say this is UFC decline. The UFC's been in decline for a minute now. Come on now, it's been in decline since the end of COVID, pretty much, where we've been getting Apex fight nights back to back to back to back. You know, let's talk about a real issue here. The Apex, okay? Those are our real issues. Sometimes the matchmaking, I know, can be a little bit stupid and that makes sense, but at the end of the day, our real enemies, guys, all right, is the Apex and these shitty Apex shows that they put on. And yeah, I mean, again, I like Evloev versus Pico, and I hope Pico wins. I hope he gets the W against Evloev. But that's my opinion on it. Again, you know, people are probably going to hate, oh, you know, Evloev should totally get the shot. This is so bullshit, so stupid. But if you have 9 decision wins in the UFC, I'm sorry, man. I am sorry. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about your career. You're obviously not trying to be exciting or fucking do shit for fans, so why the fuck would I care about you if all you want to do is fucking make it a wrestling, grappling hug match, you know? Just being honest. And again, this comment is hilarious. Once Evloev finishes him, y'all will be new fan favorites. Even if Evloev does somehow finish Pico, you know, I'll be hella mad and disappointed, but hey, you know, he'll definitely get that title shot, but I still won't care that much. I still won't care. But anyways, yeah, I just woke up and wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a bunch of people getting all worked up about this, and me personally, again, I just don't care about Mosvar Evloev. But anyways, have a good day. Let me know what you think in the comments. See ya.
Wife? Yeah. How did you meet your wife? How did you meet your wife?
In my republic, you know, it's a little bit easier because it's like small republic, only 500,000 people there. Everybody knows like each other, and my family knows her family. I just meet her once, and I married in 2 weeks.
Wait, you met her and then you married her in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow.
After I meet her, I married in 2 weeks.
How did you know that she was your wife?
Bro, even if you talk with her like 5 years, you cannot know her like точно не знаешь.
Yeah, you're not gonna exactly know what kind of person she is, you know, because she can fake it all 5 years.
Yeah,
to get,
they do it.
you know.
She was 17.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was 23, she was 17. And when your wife's a little bit younger,
It's easier to make her your wife.